regarding the draft resolution entitled Declaration of the Trafficking of Enslaved Africans and Racialized Chattel Enslavement of Africans as the gravest crime against humanity.
As the world begins to recognize the transatlantic slave trade as one of humanity's gravest crimes, this story turns to the voices often left behind: African women. On March 25, 2026, the United Nations made history. In a landmark vote, the transatlantic slave trade was declared the gravest crime against humanity. 123 countries voted in favor, 3 voted against, 52 abstained. The decision long overdue, the truth finally spoken. Even though this recognition speaks to the millions affected, it also represents the stories history left behind. The women whose pain was unrecorded, whose voices were unheard, yet whose strength shaped generations. This moment was not sudden. It was carried on the shoulders of decades of advocacy, led by African nations, echoed across the Caribbean, and demanded by generations who refused to forget. Because between the 15th and the 19th centuries, over 12.5 million Africans were taken from their homes and the lives they had built, without remorse or regard for their humanity. But within those millions were women whose stories were buried beneath statistics, whose pain was normalized, whose voices were silenced. They were enslaved but also violated, separated from their children, forced into systems that controlled not just their labor, but their bodies. Their suffering was layered, invisible, endless. And yet, even in chains, they carried something that could not be taken: their culture. African women became more than survivors. They became a cultural shield against total erasure. Through the harshest conditions, they preserved and passed on the traditions of a continent. In the fields, they carried agricultural knowledge. In their hands, they wove identity through hair and adornment. In quiet moments, they kept spiritual practices alive. Through storytelling, they protected memory. And in their cooking, they carried the taste of home across oceans. Despite unimaginable violence, they held on to who they were and passed it on, from mother to child, from one generation to the next. And because of them, African culture did not disappear. It survived, it adapted, it endured. Today, the world is beginning to acknowledge what was always true: that slavery was not just exploitation, it was a crime against humanity. This recognition is more than symbolic. It reopens conversations about justice, about reparations, about truth. It forces the world to confront not just what happened, but what still remains. Because the legacy of slavery did not end. It evolved in equality, in silence, in forgotten histories, but also in resilience. Behind every number was a woman, a daughter taken, a mother broken, a voice that refused to disappear. And even in the darkest moments of history, she carried a continent within her.